2021, all of the macroeconomic factors taken into consideration as well, identifying those countries that executives will think that this is the best place to go do business in 2021 or 2022. Let's go to number 1 right away. Number 1, Rwanda. Rwanda is one of Africa's fastest growing economies, with growth averaging more than 6% every year since the turn of the century. Last year, it recorded the most business reforms in the region. The World Bank say it is carried out the most reforms since the inception of doing business 16 years ago. One major point of improvement pointed out in the World Bank report also, saying that doing business in 2019 is the ease of starting a business in Rwanda. It has replaced its bureaucratic structures with an electronic system. Last year, it replaces the stiffening of spatial billing machines systems to value-added taxes, of course, which focus on invoices, and also with free software that allow taxpayers to issue valuable added taxes invoices from their homes, from anywhere, also using just a printer. Also, the country is the only second to New Zealand in the ease of property registration in the world. Number 2, Kenya. The country was one of the world's best performers in the areas of getting credit and starting a business. According to the World Bank, in just 2 years, the country has moved 31 spot in the overall doing business ranking. One major reform the government initiated was the introduction of a new law which improves the ease in accessing credit for business. The Kenyan government has also collaborated with IBM to develop technological solutions for its agencies, and that have since resulted in making registration of the property easy, and also by introducing an online system to pay fees and obtain digital certificates. Kenya's economy is expected to continue growing at 6.1%. According to the International Monetary Fund, also on projecting of the 5.6% of the whole World Bank predictions for Kenya. What's almost certain is that the country will remain East Africa's leading regional hub for information and communication technology, financial and also transportation services. Number 3, Ghana. Since the smooth transition to the Nana Akufo-Addo government in 2016, the government has promoted private sector-led growth to revive the non-oil and non-agricultural sectors. Commodities include oil, gold, and cocoa have been the mainstay of the Ghana's 47 billion economy. The rapid economic growth it has also enjoyed all over the years. Last few years have been closely linked to oil since it became a producer in 2010. Ghana has been under the watchful eyes of the IMF since over 918 million credit deals agreed in 2015. The current program is to end around 2021, so to say. The government says it's working hard to build a resilient and robust economy to avoid a return to the IMF for financial bailout. The World Bank's Doing Business report says Ghana had further simplified the process of importing. It now has a paperless customs clearance process systems. The country's moved 6th place up in the overall index. Cote d'Ivoire, or you can say Ivory Coast, the world's largest exporter of cocoa beans, has made significant progress in its business environment in recent years, building on gains of a stable political time for example, building permits and also introducing a new system for electronic payments of tax and credit bureaus. Last year, it introduced online system for filing taxes actually into taxes, and also the value-added tax returns for businesses and individuals, according to the World Bank's statistics. The agro-based economy is expected to maintain a steady growth rate of 7% or above in the coming years. It is relatively developed road networks as well as airports and also seaports as well, the second largest in West Africa, put it in its favorable position to attract international investments based on 2021 data. Ethiopia. This landlocked country of over 100 million people on the Horn of Africa is transforming it into international Africa's hub for manufacturing. The Ethiopian government is luring investment, for example, with tax incentives, infrastructure, investments, and also cheap labor. Industrial parks construction is also part of the government's plan. It already has 6 industrial parks and still looks to set up 9 more across the country in the coming years. Ethiopia has also gone through a historic political transformation after welcoming a new reformist prime minister, Abiy Ahmed, in April. He sought to open up the economy to private investment. He announced plans to sell minority stakes in the state monopolies such as the Ethio Telecom and Ethiopian Airline enterprise, the continent's biggest airline, as well as Ethiopian shopping and logistics services enterprise to foreign and domestic investors. The IMF forecasted that Ethiopia will be Africa's fastest growing economy in 2021, with a projected 8.5% growth rate that's still to be seen. The Ethiopian Investment Commission, the EIC, launched an online investment guide that's called the iGuide in December of 2018. The platform creates with support from the United Nations Economic Commission for Africa and also United Nations Conference on Trade and Development will help investors discover opportunities in the country, businesses of course, and also the key procedures and laws. The next country is Mauritius. This tiny island country has one of the smallest market size on the continent, which means some investors tend to ignore it. However, the state has consistently ranked higher than other African countries in ease of doing business. In its current ranking is 20th in the World Bank ease of doing business around the world. Mauritius' stable political system, liberal financial sector, and also low tax, which encourages businesses formation, has made it an ideal environment for investors to prefer a business-friendly and less risky investment environment. Mauritius signed a full free trade agreement, the FTA, with China last year, Africa's first formal FTA with China, and has expressed an interest in becoming a transshipment and financial hub on China's Marine Ski Road trade route. Mauritius has already agreed on a formal trade agreement with 3 African trade blocs: the Common Market for East Africa, Southern Africa, and also Southern African Development Community and East African Community. Next country is also Morocco. Morocco is not only famous for its vibrant culture, superb cuisine, and also awe-inspiring landscapes, but also its friendly business environment. The greatly enhanced operational environment has served Morocco well to become the favorable position as a financial hub and platform from which European countries can access African market. Between 2011 and 2019, Morocco climbed up the 114th place to the 6th place in the East of Doing Business ranking, indicating sustained improvement to business climates. The Central Bank of the Kingdom of Morocco expects a 3.1% actually expansion that's going to be in 2020. Tourism and manufacturing are expected to be key growth drivers of the economy. The manufacturing sector is also expected to benefit from substantial foreign investment into autos and also aeronautics industry. Next country, Nigeria. Africa's biggest economy might not have so much short-term investment appeal due to low economic growth and high political risk. A lot hints on the elections of 2019. The vote in the mid-February will be a choice between the former president, which happened already, and moving forward, for which the current struggling to grow the economy based on the president's approval ratings, and also to drive the economy based on the infrastructural development, will plunge the country into recession if serious decisions are not being made into the situation. Even though Nigeria dropped one position lower in the Ease of Doing Business Index, Nigeria was among the 46 economies in the world that improved across 3 or more categories, and the World Bank consider it as analytically favorable for moving forward. Notably, in 2 states, Lagos and Kano, starting a business was made easy by reducing the time needed to register a company at the Corporate Affairs Commission, and also introducing an online platform to pay stamps duties. The next country is also South Africa. Africa's second largest economy is one of the easiest places to do business on the continent, with advanced legal and financial structures. However, Africa's most industrial economy has been struggling to grow until it eventually plunged into recessions in the second quarter of 2018. The euphoria from Ramaphosa's ambitious statements on reforms to enhance the economy has since not been paid off yet. Ramaphosa's unveiled also a development plan, but has also could not have managed more effectively the system hampered by the general elections which were planned recently. The government of the African National Congress, which has content with corruptions, allegations against the former presidents and also other government officials, will affect any effective way of doing business, and also that may plunge credibility into other issues. The country, which grew by only 0.8% in 2019, also has to deal with struggling state-owned firms like the power firm Eskom, and also the South African Airways, which is in struggling mood at the moment. And the last but not the least, Egypt. Egypt snatched the first position from South Africa in 2018 Investment Attractiveness Index by Rand Merchants Banks. One of Africa's leading 3 had fallen 6th place in the World Bank's Doing Business ranking that was reported of 2019, but for the first also quick to issue some policies that also announced its weeks after publication to invest more on its economy. Those reforms drag it back based off the failure to implement it correctly. The World Bank noted that the country carried out 5 business reforms in 2018, which is the highest number to be carried out in Egypt for the first time. Notably, among the reforms are reducing the time to start a business to 11 days as opposed to 16 days earlier, and strengthening corporate transparency to protect the right and also minority investors both at home and from abroad. That's it, what we've got here today. Hopefully you've been able to get some more information about doing business in Africa and the countries that make this particular list. If you feel that there is something we've left out and you feel there's a country that's supposed to join this list, please, we would like to hear from you. Otherwise, thanks for joining us, and we wish you good luck, and thanks for watching our channel. Bye bye.